What's good, guys? Outhenticfx here. Today's lesson will be scalping with smart money. Let's get into it, guys. So I already have everything mocked up. Just activate this quickly. Right, I already have everything mocked up. So this lesson, guys, I'm just gonna be very brief and very straightforward, right? We need to identify two things first before knowing how to scalp, right? So for us to get into it, we're gonna scalp today's move all the way from this order block all the way down here. So just picture that gone. I would have used the replay tool, but unfortunately, I did not yet pay for the monthly subscription yet. So anyway, to get into it, guys, so we have to identify two things, right? What's the trend and are we at a high or a low, right? So we can clearly see that the trend was bullish, then changed direction, and now it's bearish, right? So when price is bearish, we are not looking for buys anymore. We're going with the trend because looking for buys is catching retracements. But when we look for the sells, we're catching the deep expansions, guys, right? So we're gonna explain it from here, right? Price broke structure, expanded. We marked up our order block over here, came through, retraced, right? Failed to activate this order block and then created another expansion, which has an order block here already, right? Send that back. From here, this order block is more promising because it also left imbalance, insufficient price action, and expanded, right? Large body candles. From there, we can see that price pushed up again, leaving insufficient price action again here. Price action, take that, and breaking structure to the left, right? So this is a clear bullish market right over here. From there, we come to this, high point of climax, right? Usually we call this the distribution phase, right, within the market. So I'm just gonna circle that, highlight that, right, and put that as distribution, right? Lock that in, send it back so it does not disturb us. So within this distribution phase, guys, we can clearly see two things, right? We have price giving us our previous high low and our higher high, right? What happens is price breaks structure within this, right? Microstructure breaks within this, right? Causing a shift. So once price broke structure here, because we can clearly see if we go down to a 15-minute, we can see microstructure has a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, right? Price break structure here to the left, leaving behind, let's get that up quickly, leaving behind, leaving behind liquidity, right? So liquidity is from here to here, obviously. So once microstructure shifts, right? This is us knowing that, okay, price is ready to change its direction, right? I say liquidity surge. So once liquidity is generated here, we broke structure, microstructure. We can see that we retrace back into this order block on a lower time frame, and this expansion happens, sweeping liquidity to the left. So now the direction of price has totally changed with breaking structure as well. Breaking structure party, right? So we now know that we are bearish. So we highlight our two order blocks. Remember, grab our foot from the high to the low. We look for the order blocks within the 70% and 100% area. I've already done that for you guys. So these are the two order blocks that I found, right? From there, price pulls down, fills 50% of the insufficient price action. So it rebalances price, right? Retraces up, right? That's the cause of this retracement. Retraces up, right? And then breaks structure again, leaving behind a beautiful order block on this expansion that broke structure to the left. So now we can see now from printing this low and this high, we've now printed a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? For those who swing trade, which is the next video, this would have been your entry right here for this move going down into this order block, right? Because remember, demand meets supply, supply meets demand, right? So this would have been your entry right there for this trade if you know the swing trade, but this is a scalping video. So basically, I'm just showing you the flow of macro structure. Then we're gonna get into microstructure so that we can identify how to scalp the bigger pushes. So we're going to be scalping this on a 1 minute, 5 minute time frame, right? So once that occurs, price pushes down into this demand zone, has a beautiful reaction, accumulates buy orders here, pushes all the way up for about roughly, I'd say 60, 70 pips, roughly, right? And then from there, we create these equal highs over here. Price creates these equal highs, right? Equal highs, right? So most people would, retail traders would see this candle and enter for sales, same price is going down, it's a double top, not knowing that wherever price leaves liquidity, it needs to sweep that liquidity within a supply or demand zone and then continue its direction, right? So even though we swept liquidity over there, this does not mean, right, that this is a change of structure, because we need to see now price start printing more higher lows and higher highs, right? So just because we broke structure once to the left here does not mean that the direction has changed yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start from this area here and basically explain the move up, because we were stuck in a trading range from this higher low and this lower low. We left equal lows here, we left liquidity. So we're gonna start here where you see these dots on the 1 minute time frame and explain the push up, see what happened on the 1 minute time frame within this area, and scout this entire move down. So as we are now on the 1 minute time frame, we can now start, right? So we scouting, right? So we're just looking for about, let's target about 4 trades to 5 trades for the day. Yeah, let's get into it. So we can clearly see that from here we are in a downtrend. We've got that lower low, we've got that lower high, we've got that lower low, we've got that lower high, right? We've got that lower low, we've got that lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? From here, price will definitely come into obviously a supply zone to the far left, right? To the far left. And then from there, what happens is we leave liquidity here, which means price is going somewhere, right? The market will always leave a story behind. And it's gonna come back down to clear. This is the equal lows, right? If we just shift this, you can see equal lows on the higher time frame, right? Let's get into the juicy stuff, right? So since this was our previous lower high, we see that break of structure here, break of structure top. Where is our order block, right? So looking for our order block, we now need to go a bit deeper and see that, okay, cool, we broke structure here, right? But then price did not come back to activate this order block over here, right? So for now, this order block is not valid at all, right? Back to 20, that order block is not valid. We have another expansion, right? From this expansion, right, you can see that this expansion left a wick. From this wick, we break structure here again, right? This was an expansion, right? This wick is, obviously this is all candles under, 30 seconds. What happens is now we need to circle the order block that caused that. So there's two, there's this one here, which doesn't get activated. And there's this one here, which is the last down candle, right? This is all happening under 30 seconds, guys. I don't want to confuse you too much. I'm just showing you how we can spot this. So price then breaks structure here, comes back into this order block. And if we were to scalp this, we would get in here. Stop loss would be either below this level here or just below that order block of 3 pips. And we would obviously target the next supply zone, right? Which is obviously up here. This is our supply zone here because that was the cause of this structural shift. We target that all the way up here, right? for about 19 pips. So we've got our first trade, right? So now I'm just gonna make it a bit skinnier so it doesn't really affect us. I'm gonna delete these for now because we're not gonna need them. So we've got our first trade, right, for the day, right? So how can we scalp and add more positions going further, right? What do we see, right? We see that, okay, cool, price break structure again here. And then from there, we see price retrace. We don't see price activating this order block here, right? This is that order block that you see. We don't see that happening. And then what does price do? Break structure again. So within this area, there's definitely an order block. So we've already got one position running. We can definitely look to add another position over here. Why? Because we can take this order block over here, drag it all the way right. Oh, guys, and I'll give you guys the indicators and leave them in the description, right? So here's our second entry, right? Second entry position. Remember, we're scalping all the way into this supply zone, and then from this supply zone, we're selling it all the way into the higher time frame demand zone. So bam, we've managed to catch this trade. 14 pips running, 19 pips running, right? So depending on you, it's either you know, holding positions and putting stops to break even and trailing your stops, or you're just closing when you're happy with your profits, right? Never be too greedy, just follow your plan. And you can see the same thing keeps happening, guys. We keep breaking structure, structure breaks. We look for that area of interest, right? Which is obviously here, obviously here. And just drag that a bit left, but right now it doesn't get activated. Price then break structure again, right? This is the 1 minute, so we're gonna see a lot of order block flag. So it's all about you not being confused, right? So to just clear up the noise, what I'm gonna do is remove this, remove that, right? So we just leave these areas of interest, and then from there remove, shift this a bit left. Okay, cool. So within this expansion, right, we can see that this is all happening on lower time frames, right? So this is a break of structure, right? This candle is a beautiful print of an order block because it broke structure to the far left. Why? Wait, how do I know that? Why are you guys saying how do you know it broke structure? You look left, guys. If I can take a horizontal line and put it here, I can see that clearly. Look, price broke this previous lower high, right? Price broke that previous lower high. So which makes that order block valid, right? Hence why price will come back into this order block and expand. So we're, let's say we still holding these positions all the way up here, right? We're holding them all the way up there. Let's drag them up, right? For 40 pips, 40 pips, right? So price comes in through activates us again, because clearly we can see that the breaks of structure are a lot, guys. I can't really circle all of them. Comes through, that is our second entry, right? Our third entry, actually. And then all we need to do is target the highs of the main points of interest, right? Of where we're taking price to. While price comes in here, guys, you must remember one thing, it leaves liquidity. So price is leaving liquidity behind because it's coming back to clear all these little areas of liquidity right here. Liquidity is left behind. And then what happens? We break structure again, right? This becomes our newfound, cool, let's just mark it up. This becomes our higher low, higher high. So now we break structure to the left from here, right? And the cause of break of that break of structure is within this order block here, right? This is our first choice, but we're not gonna use that because why? Liquidity is left behind. So since we're scalping, we're looking for the next point. There's definitely a hidden order block within this area here on the lower time frame, the 30 seconds, right? Hence why price book structure comes back in. So we've got 1, 2, 3 positions running. This is currently running at 32R. This is running at 30R. This is running at 26R, right? get in with a long position, and so again, those of you who aren't really, fans of one pip stop losses, you can literally put your stop loss, a bit like higher, like 4 pips, 5 pips. It just depends on you. But the tighter your stop loss is, the better it is, because you never know, you might be entering with a big lot size and aren't willing to risk that much, right? Obviously, we follow our trading plan and everything. And what happens is we come right into our supply zone while breaking structure to the left. At this point, guys, this is your clue to say it's time for us to stop buying now. You know that once price gets into this area, we need to shift momentum, right? Price needs to shift, right? So at the top, so we can see our dotted line, which was our trading range. We broke out of our trading range, price came in, broke out again. So basically now, is this a new break of structure to continue macro bullish structure, or price just seeking liquidity to continue bearish, right? So from there, we get into the lower time frame, right? Lower time frame is telling us that, okay, cool, I've printed this high, right? Then now structure starts shifting. Look at how structure is playing out now. Price is just giving us a low, lower high, low, low high, right? Once we break structure here within this smaller time frame, this is micro structure. We break structure here, break the structure bottom, then know that, okay, cool, perfect. Mark up our order block, and then bam, here's our entry, right? Just repeating the same thing, guys. That's our entry. We get in for a sell, right? So now we know that liquidity is resting down here. So we scalping this move all the way down, guys. So we can drag this all the way into this area here, because that's where we're taking price, right? Make it a bit skinny, right? From there, what happens is we break structure again, right? We have this area of interest. We will obviously mark it up, because we never know, price can come back into that area. We mark it up because now we're selling, right? Price then comes through, creates this bullish push here, and then what does it do? Break structure again, right? Once it breaks structure again, let me delete that distribution or make it visible on high time frames and not this time frame. Break structure again, we mark up our supply zone, which is beautifully tapped into, right? Because we're selling it. So we've already got one position running, right? Obviously stop loss just above that wick, 3 pips. We can roll over our stops to break even at that point. We're currently running so far about 18 pips in profit. Price retraces, this is our second entry, right? This is all about scalping. So you will decide what type of trading style you want to use, right? So this is our second position, right? This is our second position over here, right? And then what do we see now? We've already won 1, 2, 3, 4. We're in our 5th and 6th trade, guys. And we just keep doing the same thing till market shifts, right? Till the market shifts. Break of structure bottom, right? Break of structure bottom. We mark up the order block that caused that break, which is definitely this one here, right? You can clearly see that price is just not having it. We create this manipulation area here, right? Within this area, I'm just gonna try and make it white. Create this manipulation area / redistribution area from that major distribution area. We leave a ton of liquidity here, right? A ton of liquidity, which means in future, price will come to clear this liquidity, guys. Price will come to clear that liquidity, right? Let's just send it back to the market. The charts look a bit more cleaner. Send it back. Okay, cool. Price pushes down, right? You can clearly see that at this point, we just literally just melting. The reason why price activated this order here is because within the 30-second time frame, this is a break of structure here from this area to here. So price just got into this area here and pushed down. And on top of that, if we look left, we probably broke structure to the left as well, right? So since we had this lower high, higher high, higher high, lower high, right? We drag it right. Yeah, we can see price broke structure to the left as well. So that gives us more confirmation as to why. Oh, let me lock this in, guys, so that it does not distract us. You can clearly see price on the map on a probably a 5-minute, 15-minute time frame. You'll be able to see this was the cause. This candle was the cause of that break of structure, right? So it is valid. If you know where you are in the market, guys, you'll be able to achieve anything, literally. It just takes patience and skill. So let's continue this rampage, right? Price is just melting right now. We get in there. This is now our third sell position, stop loss just there for 4 pips. And we targeting all the way down here. Right? So to make things a bit quicker, we're already in 3 trades. None of our trades have got kicked out. We can either take out profits, right? These trades are probably running. This one is running about, let's see, this one's running about 61 pips in profits. This one's running about, obviously, like 70 around there. Stops rolled over, right? We can just now like speed up the process a bit, just so that we do not get too into detail. I'll just put this there so that you can see. And so we have this, obviously, let's go to the 5 minutes to see this manipulation that happens here. All this is manipulation, right? So you can see price never comes back up to our orders, right? None of our orders get kicked out. And eventually what happens is price comes right down, guys. So since our target was this area here, right? We could have got a whole lot more entries here on the south, but I think 6 is enough. At the beginning of the video, we targeted about 5 trades, so I wouldn't want you guys to push it. When it comes to scalping, guys, don't be on the market the whole day. Get as many proper quality setups as possible, execute them out, right? So we've made our money. This literally made us 59 pips, this one 94, this one 100, right? On top of that, with these orders here, this trade made us 40 pips, 44 pips, 26, and then this one made us 28. So imagine the amount of money we've already made, guys, just by scalping, right? All take profits hit, right? I said this before. Price will always come back, guys. Supply will always come back. Supply will always come back. Demand will always go to supply. It's like a magnet, they attract each other. So if you know the macro structural point of where you want to go with price, and you trade from that point to the next point, you can make it killing, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Outhenticfx here, signing out.